whenever anybody introduce you to her, don't go. If you go, they're not born your papa. That surgery, you must do it. Tools.
Oh, so she manages to
Give me-
convince you to
very
go
Look
ahead.
at
convincing.
me.
She's very convincing.
Look at me. Look at me. They're not born. See, they're not born your papa. You must do. Yes.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Off Air with Gbemi and Toolz. We're still here. The season hasn't ended yet.
Almost
Almost.
ending.
You know, I mean, if you want us to continue, you know, tell your peoples to sponsor our show.
Mimi's hustling, man. She's hustling.
Look, let me tell you something. It costs a lot of money to look this good, okay? We have to wear clothes, do makeup, do hair. This isn't cheap. We didn't slap the person that did this. We paid money.
Yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
want
right
to show-
now, and then some people are saying that we need to, you know, you guys should show us your full outfits. Under this is rapper.
Under this is
Rapper and
jeans.
slippers.
Under this is jeans and slippers. So
Rapper and slippers.
yeah.
So you know what? If you guys want that, you know what to do. And before we go further, you know the drill. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe,
Yep.
and send this to your friends. Okay.
very simple.
All right, so very, very sad note. A few days ago, we lost Sultan. This is somebody that I consider to be a legend in the African music industry. This is somebody that he's like your favorite artist. He was such a nice person, so humble, and I think I'm still trying to process it because not long ago I actually spoke to him. We were chatting about something on WhatsApp, and he called me. And I was like, look, I didn't want to, be up in your business. I heard one or two things, but I was, I didn't want to be one of those ones that, called immediately I heard something. But every now and then we kind of just, hey, how you doing and everything. And he did say that he was sick, but he said he was getting better. And I remember just having this conversation with him. I spoke to his wife. He called his wife over to speak to me. And I was like, you know what? You guys just need to stick with a prayer. You just need to be prayerful about this. That a lot of these things, the doctors might say something, but if you're in a good place spiritually, anything can happen. And he said that, I remember him saying that the doctors were quite impressed by how he was doing. They were like, oh, they hadn't seen, somebody recover this way and what have you. So I was just like, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to end in praise. And we talked for a while. We talked about different things. And I don't know. Just hearing the news, I just was shocked.
It's unbelievable.
I was just shocked.
It's almost like it's not real.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, his young children.
He's got
wife,
3 children. His wife.
May God comfort them.
Yeah. It's just and we always used every time I saw him, because I've always been a fan of his, because I think he was an extremely talented person all round.
Whether it was songwriting or actually making the music.
Yes, all around.
Everything. And he was quite passionate about basketball as well.
Yeah, he was. And the fact that Nigeria beats America, I think he would have been so happy about that. But every time I saw him, we always had like this, joke running, because I had always said that you need to do an album with Tubaba, and he would be like, oh, it's coming, and I'm just like, okay, so that's never gonna happen. But it was one thing that we always used to see. He was like, oh, we're gonna do it. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll promote the album for you. I'll do this. I'll do that. And it's just so sad. It's very, very sad. And I think a lot of people are, still trying to, understand it, trying to process it. But it just makes you realize that this life, you never know. You never know.
So just, give people their flowers. While they can smell them, love on your people, be kind. And just, in general, just do all the things that... Try to at least do all the things you want to do. Appreciate people. Just be kind in general.
Yeah.
All right? May your soul rest in peace.
May your soul rest in peace, Sultan.
Okay, there's this whole story about Burna Boy and Bia, the girl that sang
Whole lot of money.
Yeah. So what happened is Nicki Minaj and Nicki Minaj jumped on her record and did a remix to it. So they were live on Instagram or something, and she asked her, she said, marry, kiss, or kill, one of those questions, and she said Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido. And then Bia says, I don't even know what they look like. And then first of all, Wizkid FC finished her on Friday. They dealt with her seriously.
She had to apologize.
Yeah, she tweeted, she was like that. She said she doesn't know what they look like. Doesn't mean that she's not familiar with the music. She's sorry if she offended anybody. Put the Nigerian flag.
She did all
of that. And then apparently Burna said something.
Yeah, I think. But see, okay. So I feel that when you get to a level, when you get to a certain point, when you're doing well commercially, you have like a solid fan base. Really and truly, your fan base handle your battles.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to say anything. Like, think about all the people that have had issues with Beyonce in the past. Beyonce has never responded because the Beehive, guess what? They finish your life. So I think I would like to see Burna get to that place where, like, trivial stuff like this, he doesn't feel the need to respond. Like back to the time when they were talking about his necklace not spinning, and the next thing he did a video and he's like,
I didn't hear about that.
And I'm just like, you're too literally,
you're way too big
for this. Yes, you should ignore certain things.
I mean, so he said something about she's been in his DMs since 2018
or something. So I was just like,
brother, I
cringed a little bit. I just kind of felt like this is not. You're not on that level. You're really not on that level. Yeah, she doesn't. If she's saying now that she doesn't, even if she's lying or she's saying the truth, that she doesn't know what you look like. Guess what? She's about to. So stuff like that. I just wish that he would
ignore.
Yeah, David and Wiz, they kind of didn't say anything. David obviously still grieving and everything. So I just wish he kind of had just left it.
Yeah.
What are Burna's fans called?
I don't know. Odogus.
So Wiz is Wizkid FC. Yes. No, it's not 30. It's 30.
Tati. Okay. Okay. So then, what are Burna fans called?
What's Burna?
No,
it's not icons.
Yeah, put in the comments.
What are Burna's fans called? Yeah. I'm a Burna fan, so what is that? I'm
a Burna fan.
Outsiders.
They're called outsiders?
Yeah, that's what we are.
They're not united.
Yeah, we're outside.
Outsiders unite. Wizkid FC. It's almost like they have they have meeting every day.
I don't know who is worse.
Who we going to drag today?
It's Wizkid FC or Beyonce's fans. The Beehive, bro.
No. I think Beehive is worse. Is it Beehive or Beehive?
Beehive. I don't know. Okay. Whatever.
No, they're worse. You can just be like, I prefer Beyonce's Red Wing. Just bees all in your comment section.
For days.
Anyhow, okay, so I just wish, like I said before, he kind of had left that alone. All right, so there's this tweet going around where some lady kind of said something along the lines of, when you go to restaurants, are you supposed to eat the bread?
Are we really even discussing it? Eat your bread. It's your money. It's your money. I don't care if you start eating it as soon as they drop it. I don't care if you wait.
Why are you saying it so aggressively?
No, I'm not saying aggressively. I'm just saying I just felt it was very. So she was like, you shouldn't do that. You should wait 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm the kind of person, when I go out for dinner, if I know that day I'm going out for dinner, I don't eat. I don't eat. I try not to eat breakfast. I try not to eat lunch because I'm like, look, if I'm going to go pay for food, let me enjoy it. So you're now trying to say to me that I should just have an entree and maybe a touch of dessert. No, I'll eat that bread. Red Lobster. Is it Red Lobster?
Yeah, they have biscuits.
Oh my gosh. I nearly share with those biscuits, man. And they're now warm, the cheesy ones. And that day, I think it was in Miami or somewhere in Florida. So that day, I'd been out with my friends and everything, and then we hadn't eaten, and we went to Red Lobster. And then they brought out these cheesy, yummy, delicious pieces of and they're warm. I had about 2 or 3. And then I think I had too much. But eat your bread.
Nobody should be dictating.
Why? And then someone's like, if you're that hungry, you should have had a pre-game meal. No, if I'm spending money on my dinner, why am I not going to eat food in my house before I go out for dinner? That doesn't make sense.
They're not serious.
Anyways, there's too many things to worry about. Eat your bread.
So there was this guy who tweeted that he took some babe out on a date. I'm thinking it's their first date, and he asked her about the petroleum something bill before the National Assembly, and she didn't know what he was talking about, and he was upset. And people went in on him. Somebody said, you could have you could just look for a social studies teacher since you are so invested in current affairs. I mean, I don't think that you should necessarily be look down on someone because they don't know what's happening in current affairs per se, no matter how popular. I mean, you can. This is the first time you're asking them this thing, so maybe if it's now like a running, like it's a you know what I'm saying? It's something that happens all the time. They don't know what's happening in the news at all. Then maybe you might be a little concerned. But I just feel like, and if she didn't know, you could have said, well, this is what's happening, and what do you think of? Maybe break it down to the person, and then. So
I think the actual issue is she didn't know
what the National
Assembly. She didn't know what she said NAS,
NASS,
and she didn't know what it was.
But okay, my thing is this, right? When he first met her, what attracted him to her?
The size of her brain.
So if Nanyash you see and you're like, oh, I like that. I don't know.
Are you saying that she can't have a sizable yash and still know?
No. I'm not saying that. Did you actually, before you decided to go out on for dinner, did you try and find out if you guys were on the same wavelength? You know, if you have to talk to somebody.
I guess you find out at dinner.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to talk to somebody to a certain level.
I mean, this brought up
like you
also...
remember you said that, you know what, if you met a nice guy and he had H factor, you wouldn't take it any further.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe,
don't talk about after that, I'm sorry. Even though some people were very upset, so I'm just like, but that's just me. It doesn't mean you're not going to heaven. It's just...
How high you?
It can't happen. You know, that's the end. That's it. That's where it ends.
So maybe he should have.
But this also brought up the conversation of should you discuss politics on a date? I think so. I think you should discuss politics on a date to a certain extent. I want to know if for what kind of party and what sort of politician you're supporting, so I know if your head is correct or not.
I don't think you should say don't discuss politics on a date. I feel like when you're on a date, everything is, well, to a certain extent, almost everything's open. If maybe, I don't know, where we are, there's a TV or something and they're showing like news and we just kind of start talking about it, I think that's fine. I don't think you should say you shouldn't discuss politics.
Yeah, you can't discuss. I think even that will even prevent us from going further. Because if you are supporting certain policies, and I know that, you know, your head is not correct, or you're, for example, in this kind of situation where we are in right now, you're supporting a certain party with a certain leader, I know that your head is not correct.
You're like, I'm going to eat this food, but don't call me afterwards.
Yeah.
So should not go out with them and decide not to vote? So like, I don't vote because nobody...
I mean, it depends on you. Some people feel strongly about that. Like, you mean you're not even participating? Oh, God forbid. Some people feel strongly about that, like, you know, like Dio, for example. If you don't vote, I don't think I'll be. But if you are supporting strongly a particular, you know, party and they are rubbish, you know, or whatever, then, you know, obviously I know that you are mentally disturbed.
But on the flip side, there's certain things I feel, you know what happens, right? When you meet somebody, when you meet somebody, you're attracted to the person, you know, you're thinking, oh, this might be, there's certain things that happen that you overlook. Now, if this is somebody that politics is extremely important to him, if this is somebody that he wants, you know, every day at dinner, he wants, if he's looking for a life partner, he wants to basically be discussing what happened and everything. That's what he wants. So if this person from the first date is showing that she has absolutely no clue, if that's something that's important to him, I can understand him being disappointed.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
It's just like, for example, you go on a date with somebody. Let's say you're very religious. You're a very religious person. You're Christian. The person's Muslim. You know that is going to be an issue. Why
are you even on the date?
No, but maybe you didn't know before. Maybe for some reason you didn't know before.
Well, maybe it was a blind date.
I don't know. Maybe sometimes that, you know,
I guess
not every single Muslim person has like a, you know, a very noticeable Muslim name.
Yeah.
But I actually think it's important to take these things into consideration because these things that in your mind, you know that they're big deals. Like it's a big deal breaker and you're just like, oh, let me just know those things.
For example, like the way the H factor thing is for me, or if like somebody says, oh, they don't.
What is H factor? Is it that bad?
You are a broadcaster. There's no way you're going to go. It's just like now you're a fitness coach and then the person that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with is, you know, of a certain size and they refuse to go beyond, like they refuse to work on the size. You are spoiling business now.
But it's your H factor thing that I just don't.
Why did you marry Captain? He speaks very well. Why did you marry somebody?
Sometimes he has H factor. Okay, so this episode we are going to be talking about cosmetic surgery. We've got two guests we've got a doctor and we have got somebody that has had a cosmetic surgery procedure. So we're going to be talking to them in a short while. I'm very excited about this.
Me too.
Because everybody knows, man. Once I get my money right, once I've had all my babies, you won't even recognize me, man. But is that not Toolz? But yes, this is Toolz. 2.0, baby.
Are you Toolz or are you Toolz?
No, I'm saying Toolz. Depending on where you are,
Right.
Anyways, so I'm excited about that because, you know me, man. I want to just... so we're going to be talking about them. Make sure you stick around.
All right, so we have our first guest in the studio. He's Dr. David of Aurora Medical. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And we have a lot of questions for you. First of all, how long have you been in business? Or been practicing, more like?
Okay. Well, I became a doctor in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have been practicing as a doctor since then.
Okay.
But I finished my residency, that's residency in plastic surgery, in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been practicing as a plastic surgeon, consultant, as a professional since 2018. Yes.
Okay. So when people say you need to get a board certified plastic surgeon, what does that mean?
Yeah, that means that once the person has finished residency training like I have, you get certified by a board. In my case, the West African College of Surgeons.
Okay.
Yeah. So in America, they have theirs. Everybody has theirs that certifies someone that you've gone through residency training, you have become a plastic surgeon. That means that you've gotten to the peak of your training for that pathway of your career.
All right. So how long has Aurora Medical been in existence in Nigeria for plastic surgery?
Almost 2 years. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
We set up in 2019. Yeah. So.
Okay, so let's just dive into it, right? There've been a few stories about a particular doctor who has been performing, surgeries, botched surgeries. I think 1 or 2 people unfortunately died. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. What is your view on that situation? Do you agree that she isn't certified? And do we have, there seems to be a lot of cases like that in Nigeria now where people that maybe don't have the correct certification are going ahead to do these, dangerous surgeries?
Okay. First of all, cosmetic surgeries aren't as dangerous as people make it out to be.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as about qualification to perform those procedures, I can equate it to performing a cesarean section for a lady that wants to give birth.
Okay.
The best person to do that is an obstetrician. Do you understand what I mean? But it doesn't mean that so many other doctors don't do it.
Okay.
They do it, they get good results sometimes, but the best person to do that is an obstetrician. Likewise, cosmetic surgery, because it's part of our curriculum as plastic surgeons. Plastic surgeons are the best people to perform cosmetic surgery.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in a situation whereby because botched surgeries can happen, anyone, even a certified plastic surgeon can have a mistake or something can happen, and it can end up being botched. So it's not necessarily as a result of just the result being botched, but what led to it being botched and the circumstances surrounding that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we have a board that should look into a specific scenario. Could you have done better?
Okay.
In that scenario, could you have done better? If you could have done better, if there was no incidence of malpractice or negligence or anything, then you know that, okay, fine, it was meant to be.
Okay.
But if it's proven that there was some malpractice, some negligence on your part, you could have done this better, you should have done this better, then that's where a case can be made for, negligence or malpractice or something like that.
But in your opinion, we're talking about Dr. Anu, of course. Do you think that it's true. Do you think that she is actually qualified to perform these surgeries?
Okay, now, she's not a plastic surgeon.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not a plastic surgeon. Yes. So now, if a doctor, because,
Is she even a doctor?
Yes, she is. She's a doctor. Okay, she graduated.
Doctor of pets?
No, see, now, number one, I try to stay away from, it's best to stay away from this type of controversies because, I cannot, in my good conscience, the ethics of the profession can't allow me.
Okay.
Talk about a colleague.
Yeah.
So she is a doctor. She's not a plastic surgeon, but she is a doctor.
Okay.
And then in so many places in the country and around the country, people who are non-doctors perform these procedures.
All right.
So it's not strange, to be honest.
But
it's not strange.
But these people haven't done like their residencies and everything, have they?
They haven't been certified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Board certified.
I mean, even out of the country, people who are not plastic surgeons do some of these plastic surgery procedures. Cosmetic surgery, because plastic surgery has both cosmetic and the reconstructive side of it.
Okay.
So these cosmetic surgery procedures, yes, people who are not what they call it plastic surgeons can do it. Yeah.
So which would you say is the most common procedure you're requested to do?
Oh, okay. Yes, by a wide range, the most common procedure is liposuction and fat transplant to the buttocks.
So BBL.
Yes, BBL. Yes.
All right.
Brazilian butt lift. Yeah.
Why do you think that is so common now?
Well, I would say our men love
booty. Do you think they're doing it because of men?
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's a good percentage.
Okay, now my opinion, right? My personal opinion. I think that somehow, indirectly, it may go around to be because of men. Now, let me put it this way: a lot of people want to look good.
Yeah.
In their skin, in the clothes. Feel comfortable in their clothes. But society has given an image of what a perfect woman should look like. And what would you say drove that? I think it boils down to men.
The male gaze.
Male,
basically.
yes.
Yeah.
So men, artists, men who the kind of women they put in music videos, the kind of women they like to see. So I think over time, it's a kind of brainwashing or conditioning. Let me put it that way. Conditioning, whereby people have now seen this as ideal. So,
but the acceptable,
so whether they,
beauty metrics basically. Okay,
yes,
this
precisely.
is. Oh, I want my waist to be this small, my hip to waist ratio to be this, like this, and
precisely
all that. Okay.
Do you agree? Somebody actually, I saw a tweet that somebody put out, and this is after there was this video clip of like 20 to 30 women that just had their BBLs done in Dominican Republic, and they were on a flight and they were all in wheelchairs, and a lot of people talked about it, and somebody actually said, look, we need to be honest, there is a bit of a pandemic going on amongst black women. The fact that a lot of black women feel so pressured to go undergo these procedures because as a black woman you're supposed to be thick, you're supposed to be this. Do you agree?
No. I think the pressure is self-imposed because for the millions that want it, there are still so many that are satisfied with how they are, no matter how small their bum is, no matter how they look. So now, as regards the women that you saw in a wheelchair, I don't know why they were in a wheelchair.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily supposed to be,
I have
when
no
you
idea
get a
why they were in a
BBL,
wheelchair.
there's nothing that says you can't walk.
Yeah.
It's just you can't sit.
Yeah, but they were sitting in the wheelchair.
But a lot of them have those little, those foam.
Oh, okay, those foams in the wheelchair. Well, it depends on how soon, how recent their procedure was.
You're not really supposed to fly soon after, because of blood clots and stuff, right?
To be honest, walking around, it's a good way of healing. It helps.
Yeah.
Yes, it helps to prevent blood clot formation. Yes. So while they are in a wheelchair, you have to ask the surgeon.
So a lot of people have said, a lot of medical professionals have actually said that the BBL is one of the most dangerous cosmetic surgeries because of the fact that, they need to harvest fats from somewhere. And then when they're transferring the fat, if it goes into the wrong place, that can kill somebody instantly. Okay. So is that true or false?
It's false. Yes, it is false. It's false because I would say liposuction and BBL is not one of the most dangerous. No, it's not.
What is the most dangerous?
Yeah, I would say most of the cosmetic surgery procedures are not really dangerous.
Okay.
But what happens is that because they are not supposed to be dangerous, when something does happen, it gets bad press.
Yeah.
Unlike something else that is really dangerous, heart surgery, lung surgery, kidney surgery, if anything goes wrong, nobody bats an eyelid. His chances were slim. But for cosmetic surgery, we don't expect things to go wrong. You know, if it's done in the hands of a certified plastic surgeon, if it's done properly, you take the necessary precautions, you put the fat in the proper plane, you know. So if you do take the necessary precautions, usually everything goes on.
I think it just gets also a bad rap because people see it as frivolous. Or it's you don't have to do it, you just want to do it. And so that when things go wrong, it's like, you should have left your body the way it's supposed to be. But now, one bomb has exploded. Want to things like that. You know, that exactly that sort of thing. You know, so people are, you know, if someone goes for a nose job, for example, and then it turns out wrong, especially for black people, you know, they go and sometimes they don't get to the right surgeon who will give them the nose that fits their black features.
I think nose jobs are so difficult to get right.
Yeah, so you have to look for someone that knows how to do black people's noses, you know, so you don't end up like, you know, if you, I don't want to mention any names. I don't want to mention any names. Let's respect the dead, you know. I know, so that's probably why. Another question I was gonna ask is, what has business been like since you opened? Has it been boom? Okay, we're so busy that we're booked ahead of time, like in terms of months ahead of time, or are people still skeptical? In Lagos, Nigeria, this is where you're based.
Yeah. Thank you for that. When I started, business was slow, which is expected, you know, because people have to generally get to trust that business, you know, a new business, they need to be sure that, okay, they know what they're doing, you know, but it's just been ascending, you know. I would say it's never gone down.
Okay.
So at the moment now, yes, business is doing great. Yeah, we're booked. Well, we have
booked and busy.
Yeah. So we are booked, yes.
Okay.
Good. So business is good. So people are still skeptical, but when they meet a doctor that makes them feel comfortable, explains everything to them, you know, you don't need to hide anything from your patients. You let them know that this is what we're going to do for you. These are the risks, these are the chances, these are the percentages of these things happening, and these are the things we do to avoid them ever happening, you know.
So what are the reasons that you have turned away a patient or patients, for example? They've come to you, they want this procedure, and you check them. Obviously, you do like a check. So what are the reasons you may turn a patient away?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. For so many patients, depending on the procedure they want, sometimes they just want something ridiculous. Like
I was gonna ask that. What's the strangest request you've received?
Yeah, a patient has stretch marks, and the patient wants me to cut them all out, and I'm wondering, cut them out, you're going to leave a scar, probably worse than the stretch marks. You know, I know that you may be there thinking that you'll be happy with it, but definitely by the time we're done, you will not be. You know, so turn away patients for that. You know. Turn away patients, you've had so many surgeries before, and then
what's the limit?
There is really no limits. It depends on what we're doing, but you know, sometimes patients get greedy, you know, they want more, yeah, you know, and you get to a point whereby you say, okay, fine, this body has suffered way too much trauma from surgery, you know, and then doing another one would be difficult. You know, either we can't get enough fat, or, you know, we can't live up to certain expectations. Yes, scar tissue too, precisely. You know, so if a patient comes with an unrealistic expectation, we try to temper the expectations down. And okay, fine, this is what can be achieved with surgery. We're not magicians. We're not Voldemort. We're not Merlin.
What are your views on people or doctors that continuously do surgery for people? Like, you know, everyone's seen like a picture or video of somebody that's gone to have like surgery, they've done the BBL, and you know what, it's just massive and it doesn't fit their body, but a doctor has done that. So have you been in a situation where somebody, I don't know, is like a size 10 and they want like a size 18 bum?
Okay.
And they're still going to be a size 10 just with, you know,
extra tire.
Okay. So,
which is so weird. I'm like, why do you want that?
Exactly.
It's so weird.
Yeah. So, as a doctor, we can't project our expectations, our views of perfection onto a patient. So the patient may actually want something that, in your opinion, you think it's ridiculous, it may not fit.
Not too much.
So too much. You give advice. You tell them, yes, I don't think this would be right for you. You know, it may not match your ties, it may not match, you know. But the person says, no, doctor, I still want it that way. And you certify the person fit, you know, medically, there's nothing wrong with the person, and the person still insists. A doctor may decide to go ahead, you know.
Is that safe though? Because there's some if you watch Botched on E, you'll have I've seen I think 1 or 2 people that came on there that, you know, they had implants, for example, and then they just wanted it to be massive like here, and they're down to their, you know, they went from like maybe like a B C cup to like a J or something. That can't be healthy.
Yeah, it depends on the surgeon, you know. For
where the skin is stretched so thin.
Yes. So some surgeons, I would say myself included, there's a limit to how far we would go. You know, there's a point we say no, enough. But for the surgeon that says, okay, you want it, no problem, I would not fault him per se, because the surgeon, provided he has made it known to the patient, told the patient the risk, this is that, and then the patient still insists, I wouldn't go ahead.
What if it doesn't? The person dies because of it, or maybe one thing just explodes or something.
Saying that they blah blah blah.
They
blah,
understand
blah,
the risk, but it's still, there's a limit to how much risk you should take on the patient, because as a professional, you understand the risk more than the patient. No matter how you explain it to them, they can never know it as well as you do. So it's, at some point you just have to say enough. It's enough, you know. And then if they don't like it, then too bad. You have to find someone else. Yeah.
Very important question. Back to the BBLs now. How do you get the new booty and the old thighs to match? Because sometimes you see, you know, when you see pictures on Instagram, sometimes then people put that ant emoji because it just looks, and then the legs are very skinny. So how do you get it to match?
Okay. It's more about the curves, the contour, because as a surgeon, as time goes on, as you've done your trade, and then you have to have the artistic eye, that vision of an artist. So you know that smoother curves are better than sharp curves, you know. So better it looks like a Ferrari than a Volvo, you know. So
like a station wagon.
Yeah, you get. So once the curves are just nice, smooth, you can't really tell angles. You can't really find angles. You can't find a degree anywhere. Then you've done a good job. But nonetheless, if someone has a slim thighs, there should be a limit to how big the bump.
In this Lagos, the people that I've seen that have had the best BBLs are the ladies that just did a little bit. Just a little bit. They're like 1 or 2 people that you would never ever know, but you know, I know because people tell me stuff. and I look and I'm just like, she looks amazing. Just a little bit, not, you know, Nicki Minaj-ish or, you know, just really, really nice. So yeah, there are a few people that have just done that, but I guess some people just want, you know.
Some people also feel like if they're gonna go under the knife, then make it look good.
Yeah,
make it look, you know,
I don't
even
understand.
if it's extreme.
I don't understand.
So they want like a waist of like 24 and then hips of like 52. You know, like people want that.
Yeah.
Trust me, that is overrated.
Look at me. Look at.
No, but Toolz. A patient has come to me and has said that she wants it to be known that she did surgery. She doesn't want anything subtle.
You see?
No subtlety. She wants it obvious.
You see?
I'm like, you sure? Yes.
But why would you? I don't understand why you would do that. Like for me, I feel like extra large booties are like overrated.
Some people also
maybe
look at
because
use surgery as a wealth marker.
Oh,
okay, I have spent millions on this body.
I want y'all to know.
Do you understand? And
you will
know that I spent millions. So it's a wealth marker as well. So some people, so when they get insulted and they go, you did surgery, they're like, if you could afford it, you do it too.
Yeah. Do you do bonanza surgeries? Like, do you do buy one get one free?
Everybody does bonanza.
Like maybe you do like get one, do your BBL
like,
and get something
get $500
free.
off if you sign up now.
I do not.
Or if you pay now, you get your surgery now.
No, I don't.
That kind of thing. Even Dr. Miami does bonanza.
But I don't.
He says he doesn't.
What I may do is that if you've had a procedure with us before, if you've come back again for something else, of course, because you're a known patient to us,
repeat customer.
Yeah, so certain things could be knocked off from your bill.
At what point will you tell a customer, or rather a client, and say, I'm getting worried. You know, maybe the person has come. Maybe in a span of 2 years, you've seen this person like 4 times.
What the hell?
And they are like, oh, I want to get this done now, and I want to get my ears clipped, and then I want to. So, at what point do you say, Madam or Mr.
Advice.
I actually listen to my gut. Really.
Okay.
So and I've had this scenario play out. Someone's come back. Okay, we had a lipo done for her. She came back again. She wanted it bigger. We did that. She wanted a breast lift. We did that. Then she was not talking about dimple creation. So many things.
They can do that?
Yeah, we can do anything.
So if you have a client that clearly has body dysmorphia, do you actually say to them, I'm not doing anymore, or do you just accommodate them?
Absolutely not accommodate them. No, we won't accommodate them.
Like this person now, dimples. What if they wanted, I know there's new surgery that you can have, cat eyes. You can have like a brow lift. You can do
it's
that.
called fox eyes or something.
Yeah. So if for any reason we find out the patient has body dysmorphic disorder, I think we'll just put a pause if we have started. We discovered late. But if we haven't, then we'd rather not do the procedure for the person because the person is never going to be satisfied. So we tend to counsel such a patient and then refer them to the necessary people.
Is there any surgery you would not do? Is there any cosmetic procedure that you would actually not do?
Morally?
That you maybe, morally, maybe you think it's too dangerous, maybe you think it's not worth it.
We used to hear stories of women who would give birth and at the same time get surgery, which I thought was ridiculous because their uterus is too swollen anyway. Yeah. That doesn't happen, does it?
No.
Somebody actually told me. Somebody told me that you could that there's a certain hospital in the UK that you could have a C-section and have a tummy tuck. But then I know a doctor that works and he's like, no.
Yeah, that thing's a myth. It's a lie.
No. Once you had...
But why can't you do? It's the same thing.
Your ovaries is still as big as a melon. Yeah. Like, there's no way.
You still have a lot of swelling.
Your ovary,
you'll never be satisfied with the results.
Yeah,
and besides, you've just gone through a C-section. You need to recover quickly to nurse your baby. So the last thing you need is compounding your problems.
Just to ask, how long after having a baby can you have a tummy tuck?
I would recommend at least one year.
Kilo day now.
What?
No, let me tell you why.
By that time you're used to your belly on the ground now.
No, let me tell you why. Usually you're advised to breastfeed, right?
You're already pregnant again by that time,
If it's my case, you already are. I'll be there like, hi doctor, I'm here for my tummy tuck. You're pregnant.
If you were planning to get pregnant again, then
sometimes you don't plan it.
Yeah, then it was perfect to get pregnant, get it over and done with, and come back for the tummy tuck.
Doctor, sometimes you don't plan it; it just happens. Okay, so what do you do in that case? Then you now say, "Let me wait another year."
Yeah.
Bam, happen again.
Then you need to see someone.
That's for the surgery.
Yeah, you need another type of surgery.
Do you have we've been talking, assuming that most of your patients are female, which I imagine there are, but do you have a good number of male patients as well?
Absolutely,
and
yes.
what procedures do they do?
The commonest procedure I get for male patients is gynecomastia, yeah?
Or removing boobs.
Yeah.
Yes,
man boobs. Please help them.
So gynecomastia surgery.
We don't like man boobs.
So we remove man boobs for them.
Yes.
And some of them
amazing.
come for liposuction as well, because stubborn. Well, 6-packs are basically the muscles that are pronounced. So provided you are alive, you're waking up, you get up from bed, you do normal day-to-day activities, you have those muscles there. Okay. The problem is that they're being covered by fat. Yeah, so as a surgeon, if I can remove sufficient fat, the guy hits the gym, does what he should do.
But can't you etch it? We've seen it now.
You know what
like a natural,
you know what a natural 6-pack is like? Natural 6-pack isn't there all the time. Just understand, with movements, you don't want to look like someone drew bread on your
Well, a lot of Nigerian guys.
You should move.
Yeah. A lot of Nigerian guys, they don't mind if you put 6-pack on top of the belly.
Wow.
I've seen that. Just see 6.
It's just a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not one of those guys.
Now we've seen a few trans people get surgery. Do you do that as well? Have you had 1 or 2 clients?
I had people request it. You know, someone's requesting to look more like a woman, but it's a man.
Was it?
You know, so but
Never
not
mind.
full trans, not full like create
Yeah.
boobs or remove the penis and put.
Can you
something
do
else.
that? Do you know how to do that?
It can be done. I don't do that.
Okay.
No.
Would you? So that's a procedure you wouldn't do then.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, and that's a very.
Maybe.
So basically, what I saw on YouTube is that don't they like almost split it and then they almost turn it inside.
So you have to censor this old bit.
I didn't say anything bad. This is so this is it. Then they split it. Look, they split it and then they kind of turn it inside and they make a hole. That's not what they do. That's what I saw on YouTube.
Well, it's easier.
I'm curious.
So wait, you actually...
Do you know what? You guys don't even... There's this video I'm going to find for you where this guy actually took his thing and he bent it in a way and it looked like a vagina. So if you go out to the clubs and everything and you're thinking, oh, this girl's hot and everything, and there's a bit of heavy petting or whatever, you might think, oh, and
that is the most
afraid for
40.
your
See, you're not even 40, but that's the most 40 plus thing I've ever heard in my life. Heavy petting. Who says that?
Heavy petting. No, but it's. Am I the only one that just searches random things sometimes?
Yes.
You guys are curious.
And we're curious not about things like that.
I'll show it to you.
You're not
Don't
busy
show it
enough.
to us.
Huh?
You're not busy enough.
No, sometimes I'm trying to sleep and I'm just like, oh,
What is
yeah. I've just always been curious about stuff. I read Wikipedia.
Tools, I'm worried.
What?
No, there's some people like that. Sometimes I literally go on Wikipedia and I read stuff.
The good
Because I'm
doctor
just like,
is worried about you.
Anyway, so you wouldn't do that.
What do you wish people knew about plastic surgery?
Okay. Well, I wish people knew that we're not magicians.
Okay.
That
So
we
you're trying
still
to say you can't
obey.
make me look like Beyonce?
Yes, he's taller than you. No, I can't.
Woo! Thank you.
But there's this surgery that I saw that can actually increase your height. I mean, yes, they break your legs and stuff.
Yeah,
still,
but
it can increase your height.
just imagine only your legs being long. What about your torso? What about your neck, your head?
We started
Human
one
beings
step
are
at a
designed to be proportional. So if you're going to be tall, every part of you needs to grow in the same length. Your arms, if not, you just look like,
Let's start there.
egg on stick.
Let's start there.
So you want to be taller? So you finally acknowledge that you're short.
Whatever. Anyways, continue.
Okay, yes. So what was I saying?
Yeah. What do you wish people knew about?
about
Oh yes,
surgery?
precisely. Yeah. First of all, we're not magicians.
Okay.
Yeah, we still operate within the gamuts and the tenets of science.
Okay.
So there's a limit to what we can possibly achieve. So if someone comes with
A wish picture.
a wish
Or dream
picture
body, this is
that
body.
is completely outrageous, because first of all, when they come with these wish pictures, they have no idea how the person was before. That procedure. They have no idea how many procedures that person had. Yeah, they have no idea whether that picture has been edited. So they have no idea.
And the person's genetic makeup as
Yes,
well.
how the person heals, everything, the bony frame, the muscular frame, everything plays a role
That's true. That's
in
true.
how the final outcome will be.
Okay.
So they have
Accent
something.
guy actually says, I said, what women are going through for this body. It's funny that you say that because at the end of the day, each era has its own idea of what beauty standards and what beauty is. So like if you look at those videos that used to circulate back in the day, a few years ago, we'd say beauty in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s, and 50s. Right now, the Kardashians are the ones that people blame them and say that they were the ones that have made a certain body type or a certain body shape so popular that everybody wants to look like them, and then because also their looks come into play in terms of how they have amassed their wealth, people look at they're the cause of it. One, they asked them a question, I think during their reunion special or whatever, and they said they don't feel like that they contributed to that. Okay, one. Then let's talk about we're going to talk about why a lot of people keep quiet when they do get surgery done.
Okay. Well, I could answer that.
Yes.
Yeah, mainly it's society.
Yeah.
You know, we as a society haven't really accepted the fact that, you know, a woman's body is her own. She can do what she wants with it. You know, we tend to be a lot judgmental. Yes.
But see, then again, they also don't accept people who have natural bodies, because there again, people are shouting, if you've had surgery, say it. But then when you say you've had surgery, there's nothing to you anymore. Whatever it is they want to say about you, it's, oh, you've had surgery, you've done your bum, oh, this, oh, your hips are crooked, or da-da-da-da. At the same time, look at, for example, Angela Simmons. She walked in Miami swimsuit week or something, and people were insulting her. Tearing apart her natural body, and I'm just like, okay, so somebody is natural, you are insulting. Somebody has gotten surgery, you are insulting. So you know what? At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, do what you want to your body, because they're going to talk about you anyway.
There's one. What's the rapper called? Is it Corey Lorray or Corey something? And she, every time, you know, she goes to an event, if there are pictures on her that get online, people are always talking about the fact that she's so skinny. And in the day and age where right now I feel like most of the female celebrities that we see, most of them have had work done. And to have somebody that hasn't had work done, I don't know why and she keeps on saying it's not a sin for me to be skinny, but everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're so skinny, you don't have any hips, you don't have this, you don't have that. So I think it's very, very difficult. I was going to ask you this question. So when you have clients come to you and they say, okay, I want this, which celebrity do they whose picture do they tend to show you the most?
Okay, well, to be honest, there's not one celebrity. They use a fellow Nigerian Instagram personality or something, or somebody else. Well, I don't know their names, but
can I show you some pictures?
Maybe later. Yeah, but they just show me random pictures of one person they admire her shape, or another person. Of course, people have shown me the Kardashians, of course, like you said. Kylie, they like the way her hips are. Even Kim, So they show me some of those pictures. I don't want to be like this, but apparently they're becoming more and more aware that they want the African.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised that they have more. I would have expected more black women.
Well, yeah, they show a lot of black women.
Can Lala Anthony just tell us who her doctor is, though?
Whoever did that, Lala.
No, I do not.
Carmelo Anthony, the basketballer, his wife. So she had surgery. Well,
her doctor is a magician.
Took her from SpongeBob to.
Where did you have the surgery done? In Nigeria?
We don't know.
No, she's American.
We don't know.
She did it,
We don't know,
so she did it, So she did, her surgeon did,
an amazing job.
Guys, this is fluid buildup. No, I want to show them. This is for fluid buildup, okay? You see? Because she was eating hot sauce.
This is my last live, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
What are you doing?
I'm doing it with the
What are you doing?
So can you just take us through what's happening in this video?
Oh, okay. Yeah, basically, the lady appears to be draining what we call seroma. I don't know why she's draining it herself.
What is seroma?
Okay, seroma is fluid that sometimes collects after liposuction. Yeah, it's usually about colored like straw colored kind of fluid. Yeah, it's not blood. And that's blood. If it's a blood collection, that's called a hematoma. Yeah, so a seroma is fluid that sometimes collects after liposuction.
Right.
So yes. So
should she be doing that herself?
No, she shouldn't.
Shouldn't she be getting massages to get rid of that, lymphatic drainage massages?
Sometimes the seroma, if it's not so much, it gets absorbed by the body.
Okay.
No one has to drain it. But if it's a lot, then a doctor or a nurse, someone who is trained for that, should drain it.
Okay. Last question before we let you go. What is the price range or the cost per se if someone wants to get like a BBL at yours?
Okay. Yeah, now it depends on the person's weight, height. That's because depending on the weight and height, we calculate the BMI. So that tells us the amount of fat the person can have, just an estimate, So, but the price range usually between 1.5 to 2M.
Okay.
Yeah. So it depends, really.
we didn't talk about the recovery process. Now, that's something that I think a lot of people don't know. When they're thinking about plastic surgery. So can you give us an idea of, we've been talking about BBL. So if you had somebody that came in for a BBL, what would the recovery process look like? What do they have to do? How long can they not sit down for?
Okay. Yeah, it's different for different people. Some people say you can sit. Some people say don't sit for 2 weeks. What we use in Aurora Medical is 3 weeks. We tell you that try not to put pressure.
As in not sit like this?
Yes, not to put direct pressure on the body for 3 weeks. So
what would happen?
Yeah, if you must sit, then there's a special pillow, we call it a BBL pillow, where the pressure is put on your thighs, where your butt is kind of suspended. And then if you can manage without sitting, then you lie, you kneel, you stand, you do so many other things, but not sit. And then also you shouldn't lie on your back as well. You can lie on your tummy, yes.
What about your side,
Yeah, if you had your hips done as well, and then you should try to avoid lying on your sides for us. Some people say, well, just lie anyhow, what will survive, but for me, I believe that you shouldn't put pressure on it for 3 weeks to give the fat a high chance of survival.
Okay.
So otherwise it just gets absorbed back into the body,
Yes,
or
it gets absorbed.
Waste of money.
So 3 weeks, and then after that
that's just for the sitting part.
Okay.
And yeah, of course, for the area we remove the fat from, because to do a BBL, you need to get the fat from somewhere, to put it somewhere. And it has to be from the individual. Someone can't donate fat for somebody else.
You can't?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, there'll be rejection, unless you're identical twins or something. Yeah, exact genetic makeup. Those are the only people that can donate. So, when we remove the fat from the person, we process the fat, then put it in the case of a BBL, the bum and the hips. Yeah. After that, the person, is placed on the tummy. You can't lie on your back anymore. So you're meant to wear what we call a compression garment. It just helps to bring out the shape and hold the body. You hold the areas firmly.
So even after the procedure, when you're in hospital like this?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
If you had a BBL done, yes.
For how long? How long do you have to stay in hospital for?
It depends. Usually, I do a minimum of overnight stay, but depending on how strong the individual is, how much fat we removed from the person. Then for some people, we remove just a little, they feel strong enough, and some people even opt to go home the same day. I want to go home, I'll rest better at home. And they're strong enough, you see it, you examine them, you see that nothing stops them from going home. Yeah, you let them go. But otherwise, you keep them as long as they need to be kept.
I'm just disappointed that you can't have a tummy tuck after a C-section. That just makes so much sense.
Immediately, you can't do that.
It's just because you have to heal again, and it's just long. They should just,
I know you'll be pregnant again.
Huh? What?
I said, knowing you'll be pregnant again by the time you want to do it.
That whole waiting a year is so risky for me, man.
On that note, we want to say thank you, Dr. David, for stopping by. Thank you for answering all our questions.
Thank you so much.
And if you would like to get some work done, feel free to contact him. This is the handle. You can contact them there. All the info is there. And
yeah.
Good luck.
And say we sent you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
All right, so our second guest is popularly known as Omohtee. She was in the news. She was online everywhere because she had a procedure done with a doctor that we've mentioned once or twice on this show, Dr. Anu. All right, so welcome. Thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so tell us why did you decide to do this procedure?
Okay, so I've been very loud about having a body of my dream, those 8-figure
Hourglass.
big
Yeah.
boobs, hourglass. Thank you. Big boobs. I've always had big boobs. I've never worked on my boobs, and I've always said I'm never gonna work on my boobs until I have all my kids. I've always said that. I've always had big boobs, but my tummy was big and my ass was flat and blah blah blah. So I've always talked about that. So I think it was to boost my self-esteem. Yeah.
Okay.
That's basically it.
So why did you pick this particular doctor?
Okay, thank you. So there's one thing that people don't know, and let me just address it now. This is actually my procedure with Dr. Anu was actually my second procedure. Yeah.
Okay.
I had the first one with a very popular hospital in Lekki, but I don't want to mention that name.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had this friend I met from the first procedure that I had that introduced me to her. She said she was the first surgeon, she's good, blah 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 blah, and you know the way it is. Okay, because the first one that I did, the doctor, I don't know, they didn't really do anything.
Okay.
So you understand? So I wanted to like really do. Like,
wanted it bigger.
Yeah.
What was the procedure? BBL?
Yeah, BBL, like liposuction and
adding to the boobs, adding to the bum.
So that was it. So, you know, I wanted to do a second.
So you weren't satisfied with the results for the first time?
Exactly, because the first one was basically not it. If you see me, you wouldn't. I felt like, why would I waste so much millions of naira and I couldn't get the results that I actually like desire and all that. So that was it. So I had a friend introduce me to her, and then
this is Dr. Anu, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I met her, you know, seeing her shape, I'm like, wow, fuck shit, I want to look like this. Wow, like that's the truth. Like, if you meet her, trust me, they're not born your mama way. You want to like, and the way she talks and all, like, you want to be like, yeah, of course, for her to look like this, definitely.
So you had a consultation with her.
Of course.
You felt comfortable.
See, I don't know if you guys would take this thing, but see, whenever anybody introduces you to her, don't go. If you go, they're not born your papa. That surgery, you must do it. Toolz.
Oh, so she manages to convince you to
Look
go ahead.
at me.
She's very convincing.
Look at me. Look at me. They're not born. See, they're not born your papa. You must do. Yes.
So it's very convincing. Very, very convincing.
This one past convincing. She the one.
So did she tell you that she was going to do it herself, or was she bringing a doctor in?
Of course, yeah. She said she was licensed. She's you know. And there's this thing, like, there's this confidence. She's very confident. And she's very good with words. And there's one thing, she will make you wait. No, she will make you wait. So you think, oh, she has, you understand, she has people. Like, that people.
That she's busy.
Are you... See, I'm always, like, till the time I came out, I'm always telling people, don't go. If you go for, they're not born your papa.
Okay, so my question is, so once you had the surgery done, immediately after the surgery, when did you feel like there was something wrong?
Okay, should I tell you guys the truth?
Where?
Do you want me to be very honest?
Be honest.
Be very honest.
Thank you. From the very day that I got to the theater, I knew something was wrong. My sister, she has always been there for me. Like, that's why I said, yeah, you know, like, you would know that something is wrong.
What did you
but
see?
You are in it.
How?
What did you see? What made
notice?
you?
Everyone was untidy.
It wasn't
The
clean.
nurses.
It wasn't clean.
Yeah. You would know. But you paid. But at least you'll be like, and there's this thing, she will convince you and make you feel like, I said, oh, she's trying to get a new place, blah 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 blah. So, you know, there was this like, you actually at the point when she was there. The thing is, she knows what she's doing. So when she realized that maybe you are getting to notice, she just come, oh, don't worry. Oh no, I'm trying to get a new place. This place is just, you know. I knew.
So you on the day of your surgery,
Yeah.
you went there, you went to the hospital, you saw that things were a bit
Yeah,
untidy,
she will make
not
you
so
wait.
clean.
Yeah.
And she then reassured you that, oh, don't worry about it, this is like just not how it normally is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting a new place and everything.
Yeah.
So when she said that to you, were you reassured? Did you kind of feel like, okay, everything's okay now?
Not really, but I just felt like, oh, maybe, yeah.
You're there already.
And you
Yeah.
already paid.
Or maybe she's just having a attack. Because there's this thing that she carries about saying, soldiers in Lekki on the island are trying to, do you understand? So she's trying to just, you know, be on her own, blah 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 blah. And there's a way she convinces you, like, I don't know how to put it. And the first surgery that I had, they put me, I don't know what they call this thing, like when you're sleeping, is it
Anesthesia, yeah.
Just like I didn't know anything was happening. Like this one, I was awake to the extent that when I wanted to, cause my back, I did fat on my back. When I wanted to start feeling my back, the anesthesia has already wear off.
Oh,
I could feel the pain.
Oh.
Did you tell her?
Of course.
What did she
could
say?
hear the pain. What would she say? They had to, like, you know, I don't know. They had to give me another one.
Another epidural.
Yeah.
Okay. So you left the theater after the procedure. So you left the theater. When did
you know the funny part? When I woke up and I was actually very like the first time I couldn't eat. You know, like they put me in a private ward, blah blah. I was laughing like I saw, and I realized he did like in between. Okay, I went like maybe let's say Thursday. I left like Saturday. I'm just saying like I'm just saying like in between like 48 hours. She has done like 4 surgeries.
Oh wow.
She did one woman before I was there. She did one. She did me. She did another person. That was when it started like, and where I was, it was just bed. No, you know everything they gave me like the where I did the first like it was not there.
Okay, so it was a very different experience. So what was the aftercare like? Did she come and check on you? Did somebody come and check on you, or were you just left there?
Let me tell you, one of our nurses, because I don't know. I'm not sorry to say. Let me say I'm sorry. She doesn't employ like certified nurses. I don't know, registered nurses. She's greedy, and it is her greediness that is leading to so many like, oh God.
Okay, so after the surgery, did they give you like painkillers, all those things? What's
One
called
of my nurses
antibiotics?
actually told me not to do the aftercare with her because you know, like I was really nice to them. I give them money. They actually told me
not to do the aftercare
because they said they are not certified. That I should not waste my money.
Wow.
That she actually like when you do surgery with her, yeah. She will call, you know normally, you know about surgery. You know me, I don't know anything. I just wait to concern. I just want to have banging body. Like, I don't know all those things. No, it's the truth. Like, there's no, do you understand?
I like the
honesty.
honesty.
Yeah. Like, I just want to wait. I just want to get big yash, be flat stomach. You know? So, like, I was nice to them. Like, my food, I'll give them. Like, I'm always, like, giving them money, all those things. So, they were really nice to me. They told me, they said, how much I can tell you? If you understand Yoruba, that means don't waste you. Like, cause they said she will a client that brings in like certified is it aftercare nurses like that actually knows about baby blah blah blah. She will tell her nurses, the people that she'll tell them to be looking. Do you understand? Like at the end of the day, she'll now tell, do you get like that is the way that she herself got to learn about BBL. By looking at people.
So let me ask something. You said that you had to. They told you not to pay. Did you have to pay separately for your aftercare?
Of course, yeah. In fact, it's the aftercare that actually really matters.
Is that not part of it?
No. It is not. It's in fact it's aftercare. You can pay as much as 50K per day per section.
So what happens? What does the aftercare entail?
Is it massage?
Yeah, the I don't know what they call it. There's this when you just did surgery, there's this water that drains out of your body.
Yeah,
the drain. See, the truth is it's not even really, but you know the way everything is going.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be done. Yeah, it has to be done.
It has to be done by a professional.
Okay.
So those people working with that, they know, like they just don't waste you because they know they wouldn't do anything. So they don't. And she doesn't really give you any drugs. She doesn't care.
No painkillers. So when did you
she
actually?
Give you one, she shall just give you drugs.
So after the surgery, did you ever see her again?
Okay, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I've been complaining. Yeah, I have. No.
What were the complaints you had?
Okay. I think I saw her a week after. I wasn't having any complication then. But I already knew something was wrong. I wasn't really like I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel my waist. It was numb. Like it was so I don't know. I can't normally I feel like after surgery and all those things. After 1 week I went to see her. I tried to complain. She didn't care about my health. She just wanted to do videos. And there's a thing that I think people should know right now. She wanted to make me an ambassador. So she overdid everything. You understand? Even when I went to so many surgeons to try to correct, the things that she did to me, they couldn't do anything. I'm still struggling to get fat and all that.
So what exactly were you unhappy about?
Thank you. Do you want me to stand up?
Sure.
If you want to.
I don't have to. No, I actually look very hot, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I have scars all over my house.
Okay.
And then this house is bigger than this. On my waist. There's no surgery on this earth. But I don't know. Maybe.
Is your waist still numb?
Yeah.
So you can't feel...
How long ago? When did you get this done?
That's January 2020.
2020. So wait, so if I do this, can you feel it?
I can, but...
It's very faint.
Your waist, you still feel funny.
Yeah.
A whole over a year after, which shouldn't be really.
Yeah.
When you told her these things, what did she say?
She doesn't reply your message.
So when you had your complaints, she didn't respond to your messages.
She doesn't.
Okay, so when did you decide to go to social media about this? When did you decide to, like, you know,
so
put it out
I'm
there?
someone that I don't really keep much friends. So most times I tweet my feelings. You know, I've been tweeting about it, blah blah blah. At a point, you know, when I started telling people, started showing pictures, my friends were like, oh, that's no, you don't I'm someone that I don't really tell people, you understand my plans. Oh, no, you should have. That was when it dawned on me, like, I don't enter chicken. Like, I started hearing stuff, blah, blah, blah. I was still messaging her. If she doesn't reply, I'll call her. She doesn't really do anything.
She just ignored you.
Thank you.
So till now, nothing.
She sued me.
She sued you?
Yeah.
For what?
20 million naira.
What
She said I defamed her.
So is that still an ongoing case? Or has it been thrown out or sorted out?
Okay, I'm not supposed to say this because I was saying, but the only reason
if
why
you're not
I'm
supposed
still
to,
here,
if you can't say anything, don't say anything.
I know, but the only reason why I'm still here is because of God. Even my lawyer was kneeling down in front of Obalende police station that he has never seen anything like this. So that she was the one that went to report me. She will call. She can tell us like the meeting is 10 a.m. and she can come like 4 p.m. Who go? Maybe she's the complainant now. We'll be there. And when she comes, what will we do? Nothing.
Okay, so the case is still ongoing now. So when you
I think they've closed it because they saw everything. Like so many people coming out. You know, because I came out, so many people were coming out. Blah 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 blah.
So when you decided to, you know, use her, did you know that she had like a few, I think 1 or 2 surgeries that didn't go well? You didn't know about that. When did you find out that there was a former beauty queen that unfortunately passed away?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, we don't know what the exact details you know of that are. But when did you find that out?
Okay. So there was this friend of mine on Twitter. Yeah, I was close to her. She was actually the one that even made me come out, because she's had surgery with her too. She said she sold her car way back in 2018 just to do surgery with Anu. You know, she didn't have, and she has done about 5 surgeries after then, and she still isn't.
Corrective surgeries to correct what happened.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And she's still, you know. I'm sorry I have to say this. I didn't mention your name, please. I hope you forgive me. So she, you know, the way she shouted, "Give me your number!" No. She started telling me stop. She said there were people that did surgeries with her that she doesn't know where their whereabouts. That she knows some would have committed suicide. Because it is not everybody. You know that could come out. Her mother was on wheelchair. She couldn't do anything. Like she started telling me stories that at a point, and you know stuff now, like once something gets out, like people will start.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, hey God, how good? Like the things I was hearing, and there was a day that I now tweeted her, if anything happens to me, old Dr. Anu of Med Contour. That was it. Instead of actually reaching out to me and checking my WhatsApp message, she went to her Instagram page to say, the only thing she did, because I said, you know, normally like bands now, like I told her to give me normal, like I didn't tell her I wanted to like Shinge, you know, Shinge that what's her name? Shingo. Yeah, you understand? Like she actually like took credit for trying to kill me. I'm like, oh wow.
So at any point, did you have anybody that tried to stop you from talking?
I have so many people.
Were you threatened?
I said, it is by the grace of God that I am here. The last time I saw Anu, she was frustrated because she couldn't believe, because she was looking at me like, I don't have anybody, how come I was doing this? She tried everything possible, and I wish and I hope that you guys actually like make this, make this like get to the hair. Do you understand? She tried everything possible, to the extent that some people are calling me that that anything that they tell me, that she just accept. Now that girl, her leg is longer. Of course, she's rich. Do you know how much she's making from ruining people's life?
Approximately how much was the cost of the surgery?
Okay, thank you. The cost was supposed to be about 2.something million.
Okay.
But she did it for me about 1.2.
Why did she do it to that?
Thank you. Because my body was already carved, and she wanted to make me an ambassador. So she overdid. Do you understand? She wanted to like show people that she can actually. Do you understand? She wanted to really like show off that me, you get, and all that. That was it. And then it was meant for 1.2. They were operating me. Anu was billing me.
How?
What do you mean?
Like they gave me, is it general what like that stuff that make it
anesthetic, yeah.
Like they were doing awake liposuction for me.
Yeah.
I was supposed to pay 1.3. I gave her 1 million. I was supposed to balance out 200,000. And I said, no, I didn't tell her my ham. I said, where do you want me to get fat from? I've already done surgery before. Like my belly was not really, the only place where you can get fat is for my hands and my back. She was saying, no, she didn't. So you have to pay 300k. I said, no, where will I get it? We shall argue. Imagine.
This is while you were in the
go
theater.
fucking shitting.
While
like,
you during the surgery.
operating. Fuck. That was when I knew that, hey, if I come out of this thing, you get like, so that was it. And at the end, she said, I said, no. That the only thing, the only money, I now, like, I can't because I still have to pay for aftercare and all that. I like, it's only 300k. I say, she just collect that 100k because she wants to make me ambassador. I have to do this one. I have to really make her popular because she knows I'm very popular on Twitter. And she knows I'm always talking about surgery. And she knows this one, that one. I'm like, okay, no problem. Make her just even come on this thing alive. And that was it.
Wow. All right. So what advice would you give to other people that are considering cosmetic surgery?
Okay, I would say, please make your findings. I'm not trying to actually promote a page here, but I'm very sure if you check Instagram, you check there's a whole lot of BBL family. Do you understand? That will put you through, even international, to the extent that there's one American blogger that talks about Anu. Do you know about like people come from abroad? Do you understand? To do surgery. There are a whole lot of very, very good plastic surgeons in Nigeria. Trust me. Just make your findings. Eat right. If you want to get fat the right way. And please, after your surgery, make sure you get the good and certified aftercare. That is it. Namaste.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
God bless you.
It was easy.
It wasn't that bad.
And thank you for opening up and being honest. I mean, it's not an easy story to share.
You guys made it easy.
Thank you. It's not an easy story to share, and I'm sorry it happened to you. And hopefully, one day everything will be fine.
Yeah. Do you plan to do any other cosmetic procedures?
Of course, yeah, I will.
What do you want to do next?
Okay. I can't do anything now because I'm still struggling to gain fat.
So, like maybe a few years from now, what would you think about doing?
Another BBL?
Yeah.
You want a bigger bum?
No,
What?
just correction.
Correction.
Okay. Just to have it corrected.
Okay.
And that's the only other surgery you would do.
Maybe when I'm done breastfeeding, I can, put my nipple where it's meant to be.
So have like a boob lift.
Okay.
Okay, and that's it.
No, I'm not crazy about surgery. To be very, very, very honest, I think one of the mistakes that I made, that I think I'm still making, is I don't know how to put it. I have social anxiety. I've experienced it. So I'm very shy. So when I meet people, like people that I'm supposed to like get close to, not even like get close to, but like just normal talk, I'm always shy. Do you get? So the things I'm supposed to know, I don't get to get. Do you understand? Get the knowledge. So at the end of the day, I'm always left wondering, like I'm just there. Cause to be very, very honest, not like my body was, you understand, but my body was very hot. Like at least I had boobs, not just as. But trust me, if I had met the right surgeon the first time,
you'd have been much happier.
Oh, hey, Mado! I swear.
But you look good. You look good. You look alright.
Now.
You look yeah.
Don't worry.
I know I look good.
But you want to even look better? What? Best test? What?
I'm the one that I know what I look like when I'm naked.
Okay.
The scars.
I see.
I get you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you once again for stopping by. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you, and you
If you decide to go ahead with the corrective, surgery, I hope that goes well.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. You'll be good.
Best of luck with everything.
It's probably been Yankee.
Yeah.
And this was definitely a very interesting episode. A big shout out to our guests for stopping by. Shout out to Dr. David. Shout out to Omohtee. We definitely learned a lot. So whatever it is that you decide to do, just make sure you do your research before you decide to do anything. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget you can also listen if you don't want to watch. I don't know why, but we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much everywhere podcasts are found. Just search for us and you definitely find us there if you prefer to listen. All right, and on
share with your friends.
Oh yes, and of course share with your friends.
Yep.
And on this note, we want to say again, rest in peace, Sultan. You definitely will be missed.
All right. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.